evening once again. It's time for Matters Arising. And of course, Matters Arising is KAFTAN Television's the greatest talk show of the TV station, which focuses on in-depth discussions and analysis of trending, topical, national and international issues by our team of broadcast journalists. And my name is Dayo Omoogun.
I remain Oriri Richard. Good evening.
My name is Ekaette Iboutt. Good evening.
As usual, you can look forward to a package that is incisive, that is conversational, that is engaging, even as you also make it so. Your contribution is very critical. We expect that at a particular time when the phone line is open, you will take advantage of that opportunity to call in so that we can have your contributions. And together, as we rub minds together, we will chart a pathway for success for our nation. Please do well to take advantage of that opportunity when the time comes. The number remains 080-299-38365. You can keep that somewhere. And of course, remember that we have ground rules for interfacing. Number one ground rule is that you cut down to the barest minimum the volume of your TV set. Number two is that you create some distance between you and the TV set. And number three is to ensure that you gather your thoughts together, maybe put the main points somewhere on paper so that you can articulate them without rambling, and you can have a seamless contribution. We look forward to having you at that time. And quickly we go into the meat of the matter, and I'm sure it's something that you're interested in and will really catch your fancy. You just heard that the US elections has been lost and won. Won and lost. Won by the Republican Party, lost by the Democratic Party and all other parties on the other side. And of course, you have seen the concession, the statement of concession by Kamala Harris. You have seen some of the acceptance speech. And before now, you had seen the campaigns and some of the things that Donald Trump did promise, some of the engagements he had. And one of the things that people count as being responsible for his victory is his forthrightness, the fact that he put his cards face up on the table. He told the world that, look, illegal immigration will not be condoned. And you know, I think that is one sore point where Nigerians and Africans generally have a dislike for Donald Trump. They think that he is one person who does not want immigration to happen. But that's not true. We need to look at things very in the total perspective. The man is saying, if you must immigrate, do it right. If you are going to do it illegally, we will not have any space for such. So, I mean, if you want to go to US, do your papers, go through the proper route, and there won't be any issues. Because you see, they are not like us who just can wake up from sleep and take some steps, stagger from this point to the other, and then wake up and have all kinds of policy somersaults. These people plan. So they want to plan knowing how many are we? How many immigrants do we have? They profile everybody. They want to know everybody who is within their system. They don't want to walk in the dark by rule of thumb. No, they want to know exactly what they're doing part-time. And I do know that having proper immigration procedures is one very critical element for economic planning, for security planning, and several others. So that's one area he has been very steadfast. He has been very forthright, saying no illegal immigration. Another area that he has been very consistent is when he talks about the LGBTQ community. He has said that if a man is caught kissing a man, they will be prosecuted. I mean, why would an America that was founded on the vision of the evangelicals suddenly deviate from the gospel to so much that they begin to become like a gutter country where everything goes, where men will sleep with men, where women will sleep with women, where men are permitted. I remember under the Obama administration, it was clearly said that a man has rights to sleep with his animal. So you can take your horse and have coitus with your horse. It was accepted. It was acceptable. In actual fact, within that same America, and I think Germany, a law was passed recently where you can lay with an opposite sex, even on the street. Just find one convenient place and do your do. How can the human community accept those kind of things? These are some of the things that Trump is saying, no, we can't become animals because we just think that we're enjoying freedom. Freedom shouldn't become decadence. Then also, this is somebody who is known to have his style with international politics. He has said, he even said, I mean, though jokingly, because he said before he gets into power, he will stop the Ukrainian-Russian war. So it is expected that in the next few weeks, we will see his magic wand that he wants to wave to ensure that the war between Ukraine and Russia comes to an end. There's also a huge promise. People believe that with his emergence, the Middle East crisis will be taken care of. These are some of the things. But much more than all this, how will his presidency, his tenure, impact on Nigeria? How will it impact on Africa? This is a president who in his first term is remembered as having called Africa a shithole. Now, but why did he call us a shithole? I am one person who believes that when you have committed an offense, you do not have the right to dictate how your punishment should be. In school, when we were in school, when you have done something wrong, you are not the one to tell the teacher whether to use the ruler on your knuckles, or whether to use the cane on your bum, or whether to ask you to go kneel down and close your eyes, or whatever, or whether to go home. You don't have such a right. And I think that generally African nations are positioning themselves to be insulted, to be cheated upon, to be derided, to be treated as inconsequential, because they see how our leaders treat us. They see the fact that we're so spineless we don't even react in many cases when they expect that the people will react. They see how they force all kinds of policies on us, economic policies, the World Bank, and then we just manage. Even if we're suffocating, we just keep going. They know that human beings should be able to do much more than that. They know that some of those things, they can't try it with their own people. So how is it going to impact our own country will depend on how we position ourselves, the level of good governance that the leaders are able to deliver, and the state of human rights. I mean, if you treat your people like scum, do you expect other people to come and treat them as gold? These are the issues. So, this evening, as you sit out there, these are the things we want to look at. Do you think that the Trump presidency will be a blessing to Africa, to Nigeria? Do you think that it's a huge no? It's going to be like a curse? For me, all that depends on us, not on them, not on Trump, but on us. That's what I'll say as the opener. You're welcome once again. Let's do this. Let's go ahead now, gentlemen and ladies.
Well, I was actually taking the men first, but no problems.
No, ladies.
Ladies first. For me, I want to start by congratulating
Oh, sure. Good one, yeah.
Donald Trump for his victory. I want to congratulate America because the election was peaceful.
That's it.
Compared to what we have in these parts of the world. I want to congratulate them for having a peaceful and successful election, and from all indications, everybody has moved on, because even the other contestant had to come out to
concede
defeat and has moved on. Well, moving forward, I would say, considering Trump's first tenure before now, you know, Mr. Trump being who he is, if from the study I have been able to from my observation, I would say Trump leadership, from his previous leadership, is more or less a shift from the traditional American Big Brother's role.
Yeah.
So, and you know, that's for us in this part of the world where we want others to spoon feed us, even when we have all it takes to feed ourselves. It never went well with us. So we shouldn't expect anything different from what we saw in Trump, because Trump is a realist, and he has his first to him, which is right, his first area of focus is America.
That's it.
So I think, like what you said earlier, that how it's going to benefit us depends on how we are able to position ourselves.
That's it.
So in my own, I would say, taking from what you said, I would say it can only benefit us if we have something tangible that we are bringing to the table.
That's it.
Because the Donald Trump, we all know, is not going to tolerate a situation where Africa, despite all our potentials, especially Nigeria, we've made ourselves so
beggarly,
you know, he's not going to tolerate that, because they have their own challenges. So if we must benefit from Trump's leadership, I think we have to re-strategize. We have to strategize, and then we should think outside the box in a way of what are we going to add, something that it should be a give and take relationship, not a relationship where
of dependency.
I think the world has moved on, and nobody is ready to do that. So as a country, if we must definitely benefit from Trump and America in the next 4 years, I think we have to re-strategize. We have to think of what we are going to. It should be a give and take relationship. It should be a bilateral kind of relationship where we have something to offer to America, and then at the end of the day, we also have what we can also take home to benefit both parties. Not just a situation whereby we'll be waiting for who to spoon feed us. For me, I think that is not it's not going to fly.
It won't fly. It won't fly.
For the past 48 hours, not just in Nigeria alone, across the globe, the discussion has been Trump. Trump on his own, he is an institution, and he is an authority when it comes to personal decision. It's an authority of his own. And the election has come and gone. Even in America, they have all moved on. But coming to talk about what Nigeria is going to benefit from Donald Trump's leadership as president of Nigeria in the next 4 years, of America in the next 4 years, you first of all look at Trump's past antecedent. The 4 years he spent that ended in 2020. Trump never visits any part of Africa, not to even talk of Nigeria. And all the ambassadors Trump sent to African countries they are not serious ambassadors because it doesn't have.
How can you
they are not. They are not. They are not first grade.
Okay.
First grade ambassadors.
Okay.
So that shows clearly how
he sees us.
How Trump sees Africa, and not just Nigeria. And Trump's interest in this second comeback, the stage that he has succeeded, he will focus more on the American businesses with Eastern Europe, and that is one thing that will his interest will be. His interest basically will be on how to quickly end the crisis between Ukraine and Russia. Yeah. And all of us, even in Nigeria here, the moment that crisis erupted, we saw how it affected global economy.
Yes.
Even price of bread skyrocketed because grains, most of the flours that we use here come from that side. Then global trade on the gas equally was affected. So Trump has never been in support of the crisis between Russia and Ukraine,
never.
And that is one of those things that made Putin to stood on his ground, showing himself clearly that he was supporting Trump, and other Americans were angry that during the first tenure of Trump, Putin undermines America, undermines U.S. because the leader you have, the person that is piloting the affair of your country, sends strong message to the other global community. With the direction of the country will be clearly shown from the character of the president. The philosophy of the president will show clearly the direction of the
nation,
of the country. And that is why most times when elections to be conducted in some countries, you see foreign influence coming in to see how the person of their choice will become the president. Either the ones that they will know they will manipulate. And that is why in Africa, when we are to select leaders, you see foreign influence, especially the Western countries, coming in to selecting who will be our leader, who will be their puppet. You understand? So now Trump has emerged as president of America. Russia, Ukraine crisis, Israel, Hamas crisis, America curtailing strategy, the strategy of containment on China. Initially, they were using India to curtailing China, and now they are using Taiwan to curtail China's SSs. So a lot will happen, but his focus basically will not be on Africa, because Trump will be so hard on Africa. He has said it even when he was going on with his campaigns, that he was going to go very tough on immigrants. And he will tighten immigration policies of America in these 4 years. He will send so many Africans back to their countries. Nigeria too will be affected. A lot will happen. And even before now, Nigeria, yes, America is our closest, the strongest, we have a strong tie with America. But we have not benefited anything much from America. The only thing that can see that is tying Nigeria to America is because we practice almost the same style of government that they practice. The same style of governance that they practice, which is a democracy, liberal democracy. But if you look at it very critically, we cannot even say that there's similarity. But in Nigeria, we don't have what we call electoral college. But in the US, they have electoral college. Initially, we were practicing the British style of democracy. But after some years, like 6 years or so, from 1960 to 1966 or so, we changed from British style of democracy to American style of democracy. And that is the only thing that is even binding Nigeria and America together. If not, all this while, we have not benefited anything from America. If you look at why Nigeria is suffering, if you look at what Nigeria is suffering today, is World Bank and IMF policy. Nothing else that has brought us to where we are. It's U.S. that has preparations. If you look at the entire Africa, Nigeria seems to be the closest friend, ally of America. But have we really benefited anything? And not even from Trump that we all know. In the last, his previous government of 4 years, Trump never visited Nigeria. He never see anything good coming from this area. The only thing we give to them is raw material. And at the end, nothing comes out of it for us. So I see nothing will change. The only thing we'll do is to tighten our belt, because I think maybe we'll have more problem with America even than what we have been seeing.
Richard, before I comment, let's take this call. We have early callers. They've been calling, like 5 people have called before now. Hello? Hello, good evening. Oh, no. Okay. I guess that's my fault.
So,
hello, good evening. Yeah, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Pastor Akinde. I'm calling from Akure in Ondo State.
You're welcome, sir. Please, let's have your take.
Concerning the victories of Donald Trump, I can say it is a globally victory. But to some people, it may be an emergency declaration. Why? There is nothing going all over the world. We need a top leader that can handle a situation like this. If you look at what is happening in Nigeria, in Africa, as a continent, we are facing a bad leader that led us to the sufferings that the whole continent found themselves, and insecurity, particularly in Nigeria. And if you look to some part of the whole world, there are some war going on. Even in America, there is also a law that is not supposed to be, by allowing men to be married men, women to be married women. There is globally nonsense going on around the world. And the only person that can curb this situation is a person that common as Donald Trump. It has been months ago that I have been saying that Donald Trump should win this election because the nonsense is too much. And coming back to Nigeria, America may have nothing to take from Nigeria. It's Nigeria that has something to take from America. So our leadership style, the relationship between Nigeria and America is the one that will determine what we are going to take from Trump. Sometimes, if someone is bigger or greater than you, you are the one that will write some things like letter in order to seek for his help. Look at the insecurity that we are facing in Nigeria. The first 10 years of Donald Trump, look at the way Donald Trump challenged Buhari then. But what our leader, what are they doing? Are they called the international community when you are in a battle that you know that you can never overcome the battle by yourself, and you saw a neighbor that can save you, yet you refuse to call that neighbor, and you are now toiling with the life of the people that you have been governed. America has nothing. Donald Trump has nothing to take from Nigeria. It's we that need to cry and clamor for their intervention.
Thank you, Pastor.
There are a lot of nonsense that are going on in the world.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Pastor.
God bless Donald Trump. God bless Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much. Pastor says we need a tough leader that can stem the tide of nonsense going on. Hello?
Hello?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes. Yes. I'm very interested in hearing the discussion this night.
All right.
This is Okun calling from Koziva.
You're welcome, yeah? Go on.
Yes. Concerning your discussion, if the Nigerian will benefit from the President of America. In fact, that is uncalled for. The question is uncalled for. You're supposed not to ask those questions. Are you hearing me?
We're with you, yes.
Yes, Trump is from America. How can we benefit from Trump, who is the president of America, and we cannot even benefit from our president, who is Tinubu? what do you think that will happen from America? And Trump saying that he will send back the illegal immigrants. It's quite right. It's quite right. I'm happy that he will send back the notorious Nigerians who are going to America to adulterate their government. After stealing from Nigeria, they will go to America to domain or to bring down the good government of America. It is very bad. And by his side, that you send down any politician from Nigeria who is going there to adulterate the good governance of America. It should remain in their country. And we are not going to benefit from this man forever. Trump has the right. We are happy that you send them down, even right from the presidency down to the state government, down to the governor, down to the chairman. Because what is happening here, looking here, making us to cry, they will fly to America. It is quite right.
All right, Okon.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
thank you, Okon.
Yes, that's what I can say. Thank you for having me this day.
Thank you very much. Let's take this one before we continue our own part of the talk. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mata Rising.
You're welcome.
Yes, my name is Mohammed. I'm a regular caller from Maiduguri.
From Maiduguri. You're welcome.
Let me not disturb others and let me quickly contribute.
Okay,
So,
yeah, quickly.
yeah, you see, as I used to say, I want to use this media to appeal to all our brother Muslims. Tomorrow is Friday. Let everybody embark on a prayer that may the Almighty God help us in this country and make things easy for everybody. Then on Sunday, our Christian brothers will as well do the same thing for the whole nation. If we continue to pray sincerely, honestly speaking, all these problems we are having, God will help us solve them.
Okay.
Okay. That is one of my contributions in the first place.
Right.
Because it's not a portion blame of a political party, tribal, sectional, all. In fact, Nigeria have the same DNA. All Nigerians are Nigerians. Let me tell you the truth. If Nigerians are Nigerians, there is no difference. In fact, we will not have a leader from Senegal to come and rule Nigeria. It must be a Nigerian. It be from whatever part of the country, it must be a Nigerian. That is in the first place. Then secondly, our attitude generally from independence to now, honestly speaking, we have all gone to the same school. Virtually everybody. No exceptional. In every aspect of life, we are Nigerians. So since it is so, why can't us sincerely commit ourselves to God so that God will transform this country? If it is the leader's problem, God can change the mind of the leaders and let them be Nigerians now. After all, nobody is above God, power of God now.
All right, Mohammed.
Yes, please, that is my prayer and that is my wish for everybody. May God help us, all of us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Right, thank you. Yeah.
You know, I really think that we are one nation that is very religious and very not spiritual, and it's a real problem. We believe in the emotions, but we don't believe in the depth of some of these things. And I'm getting very worried about our tendency to want to promote religiosity over everything, over work. Just within the week, is it this week or last week, I read a report that says that Nigeria is about to embark on a national prayer that will be led by the wife of the president, Remi Tinubu, and the NSA, National Security Advisor, Ribadu. And I wonder, what kind of thing is that? How many that you know? Obi had to weigh in on the matter, and Obi said, look, if he gets into power, he may need to convert most of the night vigils into night shifts of work so that we can produce more, be more productive.
Exactly.
And I think that we must begin to change our orientation and our mindset in that direction.
Exactly.
How many night vigils did South Africa embark upon to have 40,000 megawatts? A nation of about 60 million people, and yet a nation that prays every day, night, morning. There are morning prayers, there are afternoon prayers, there are midday prayers, there are evening prayers, there are night prayers. Yet we can't even progress from 4,000 megawatts in the last 10 years. There's a place for prayer, there's a place for work. I believe in God.
Even the Bible has told us work without faith, without work.
It's dead.
It doesn't amount to anything. You know, it's quite ridiculous and equally unfortunate that at this because if you look at some of these countries who don't even
pray at all,
believe in God,
look at like Japan, well. Like Chinese, like China.
They do so well.
Fantastic.
So, and moving away from that, I want to react to what one of the callers said. I think the second caller, where he said America doesn't need us. We don't know. It's no country can
be an island,
can operate in isolation. It's meant to be a bilateral, collaborative partnership kind of a thing. So I just want to correct that impression. We need America. America needs us.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, we should not just be, we have our own internal problems.
Yes.
Americans have theirs. So you can't expect Donald Trump to spoon feed us. We have to play our role. You know, nobody wants to be in a relationship where somebody is just feeding and collecting from you, and then you're not getting anything. Benefit. And why it looks as if the man looks down on Africans is the fact that the way we have presented ourselves, because we have very funny leaders. America doesn't even have the kind of potentials, the kind of natural resources
that we have,
the kind of resources we have, but they have been able to harness the little they have, whereas because if you see the luxurious and exorbitant kind of life, flamboyant kind of life that our leaders live, probably he will be wondering, why do they still have to beg?
Exactly. I mean, you don't have money. You go for UN meetings. You go with a whole village.
It's funny.
You go with a whole village. You go with the most expensive vehicles, SUVs,
and then you are going to beg.
The countries you are begging for will come with a very smart number of people, maybe 3 people or 4 people, and then they come with some of the cheapest vehicles. Yet you will go cap in hand, and you will think that that is not sustainable. So, see, I think that, for me, I think Donald Trump is a blessing to the world.
He is.
If we can begin, I always adopt this thing. I think I'm sorry, but I think I'm particularly different from a whole lot of people. I'm one person. When growing up, my dad beat me with all kinds of things. I've never held it against him. I look back and I still believe that he did the right thing. But there are children today, if you, as much as correct them, even with words, they begin to see you in a kind of light. They begin to hate on you. And that's general, it's becoming a general tendency around the globe. So persons like Trump will not have applause. They will not have admirers, because we want decadence. You know, the human spirit, the human attitude enjoys decadence, enjoys indiscipline. So when they find someone who says no to indiscipline, it's like, this man is a wicked man. But I've noticed,
I don't see him
if you
as a
check
wicked man.
any system that has no control, it doesn't prosper.
No, it doesn't.
If you check, and that's why marriage itself is going down, because today you have arguments that, oh, I can't live with a controller. My husband cannot control me. This one. Just check any system without control. A company, a business, a church, anything whatsoever that doesn't have control, that doesn't have established controls, established boundaries, it will collapse.
Like, you know, some of the policies Trump had projected earlier, and he's still insisting on those policies, like the issue of irregular immigration.
Yes.
I mean, you know, like, for instance, like Nigeria here, our borders are so porous. And that is one of the reasons why we have the level of insecurity
that we have,
that we are still battling with.
So
you don't expect
that Trump will open his eyes and allow that
and
to
allow
happen.
people just troop into his country
That's the
like
point.
that.
That's the point. Because they prioritize the quality of life of their people.
Yes.
So they must know the number of people that they can take in that will not distort or disrupt the kind of quality they want to maintain. For me, I think that we really need to, let's get our game together.
For that, I disagree with you. I disagree with you. The world today has become a global village.
Agreed, yes.
And for the fact that democracy is in oppression, and the exporter of this democracy is America, US.
Yeah.
So now, if democracy comes with its liberalism, liberalization means opening your doors.
It doesn't mean
No.
discipline or decadence.
See, now we are talking about global integration.
I disagree.
Agreed.
Global integration. Okay, now, free movement of human beings, persons,
Yes.
businesses. If you close your borders, what are you talking? Okay, now we are talking about foreign direct investment.
Good.
Foreign direct investment cannot work when your borders are closed against your neighbor.
No.
No,
The borders are
no.
not closed. The borders are not closed. What this guy is saying is,
Have
if you
your
want to come to
papers.
my house, you can't just barge into my house.
There is no how any individual will just jump and enter America.
But we see it happen.
You see, look at their embassy here. You apply. You apply.
Don't you see people going through the
You
desert
apply. How do they
and doing all
enter without approval? There's no how they will not give you approval. American embassy will not give you approval and you enter.
Richard, wait.
But the only thing is that there must be a stiffer, very stiff
procedures, which is what they're saying.
So that one is still not our responsibility.
but
It's the
you know,
responsibility of American government.
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go on.
It's the responsibility of the government of America, not our own.
All right, you're welcome. That's Bringing Kevin today.
Everywhere that is in US today, follow the process.
I want to disagree with the second caller.
The
who
second
said
caller.
that America has nothing to
All right.
or to get from Nigeria.
All right.
America gets a lot from Nigeria. For instance, America snatch peace from Nigeria. America gives troubles to Nigeria. So if Trump wants to debar Nigerians from coming to America, it's a blessing in disguise to Nigerians.
Exactly. That's the way I see it.
So if you cannot train your children at home, someone else will be able to train that child away from home. This is what Trump is trying to do. So when somebody throws a table at you, I think the best thing you can do for yourself, gather those tables and build defense against, to protect yourself from that, your aggressor. America, will like it or not, is aggressors to Nigeria. And being it Trump or someone else, provided it is Republican, there's no time Republican will rule American and you have a global peace. No. Republican is known for war here and there. So it's not a new thing. We know what we expect from Republican, even if the president is not Trump. Everybody from Republican is Trump.
All right.
Therefore, we should learn to keep our house in order.
That's just
if
it.
the things don't come, be proud of not going there. So another thing they get from us, they get brains from us, because majority of doctors, engineers, or whatever that you have in America, provided those people are Africans, 80% of them are from Nigeria. If we can get 20% of Nigerians developing America here at home, believe you me, we'll be singing a different song in Nigeria today.
Thank you so much.
So we pray that he should even do more to send them back home. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See, as far as I'm concerned, I think that this is a wake-up call to our leaders.
It is.
To do the right thing. Like what this man said, this Japa syndrome, when are we going to stop it? And how long is it, how sustainable is it that we just keep moving? People just keep going out. To where?
No, but
there's a carrying capacity of those countries too.
Everybody wants a better life.
Yes, but that's what those countries are now saying. We can't take you
our own
in the
African
numbers.
Countries and leaders are not giving us that good
Exactly.
life.
That's the issue.
That's why you see people migrating. Like now, like I said, I don't. I beg to differ from you saying Trump is not saying you don't come to America.
No, but you must come through the door. You can't jump the window.
Nobody has jumped the window to US.
Exactly. Like for
Nobody has
instance,
jumped the window
we
to
already
US.
have an image. We already have an image. The way the world out there perceives us to it's
negative now.
Negative.
Yes.
So like now you can't. There's an analogy I wouldn't want to use here because I'm on international national TV.
Yeah.
If you know a particular tribe or group of persons or a community is known for a particular negative,
of course,
don't you try to avoid them?
You avoid them. You avoid them.
That is what Trump is
The
doing.
major problem America will face now, there are too many.
Like,
and Russia is America's core enemy.
yeah.
China, America is seeing China as not as friend, but as enemy. In America, they are not seeing North Korea as friend, but as enemy.
Good.
Okay, now, the reason, see, America, they have their own national value that they love so much, and they do everything to protect it.
Exactly.
Presently, in the global political arena, we have three basic orders. And these three basic orders, America, they are seeing themselves to be the number one in these three orders. Anyone coming to checkmate them, you are their enemy. And these basic orders, one is global security order. That global security order, America is not leaving it to any country. And majority of Americans, they are saying that Trump will not look at that to protect the image of the country. Two, global economic order. Global economic order, China is challenging America. Global economic order was a bipolar order. That is America and China. But today, Russia, China, who are the core enemy of America, they have gathered some other European, Asian countries, Africa, and Arab nation to come together against America. Now, global economic order is no longer a bipolar. It's a multipolar order now. You talk of America and China, and you talk of America and BRICS nations. Now, another one is global technological order. This technology, America seems to position itself to be the number one in terms of technology against over every other countries in the world. But there are countries now, even Turkey, they are challenging America. Turkey produces drone now. Iran is part of Iran. They produce, they are technologically sound now. Most of these Middle Eastern countries who are core enemies of America, they are there. And Americans, they are watching. Can Trump be the president that will protect American image in this direction? No, that is the mindset of many Americans.
Why do you think so?
Yes, I am just telling you what is happening in the global arena.
Let me just quickly come in. Do you realize that everybody and every nation have their own personal and national aspirations?
Of course.
And you cannot subjugate your own aspiration to that of any other country. For any good leader, you don't do that. How did Asian tigers emerge? Asian tigers, Singapore, Taiwan, about two other countries. How did they emerge? One of the core things that they did was to say, look, we want to develop our own technology.
Exactly.
We will not spend money to be importing food from outside. We want to eat what we consume. Those were some of the things that those Asian tigers did that ensured that they cut themselves off from the breast milk of these Western countries. And today, those countries they even went to the point where you cannot learn in their countries, some of them, you cannot learn in their countries unless you first of all learn their language. That's how powerful. And they don't play with their culture. Korea, so they don't play with their culture. They don't jettison themselves to please anybody. We must get to that point. And that's what a Trump presidency should spike inside of us. Let's take this.
Exactly.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Let's make this as fast as possible.
Matthew from Edo State.
Oh, Matthew, you're welcome. Go on.
Yeah. I think I totally agree with Mr. Richard. The worst thing that has happened to America is the emergence of Donald Trump.
Give it to me.
Now, let me tell you, first of all, the system is even as corrupt as what happened in Nigeria. Elon Musk was buying votes
everywhere.
People never saw that one.
Oh my God.
He was buying votes. The same thing we do in Nigeria, we are condemning it. I tell you, if you are not very careful, Donald Trump, Antichrist they are talking about, he will bring a third world war if we don't very careful. Because even when he was campaigning, he was saying they should write off the Hamas or whatever the plan is saying. He's not even thinking of peace. I still, let us watch out what is going to turn the world to. If we are not very careful, Donald Trump will run this world, the whole world, into another world war that might annihilate mankind.
Thank you, Matthew.
God bless you.
Yeah, quickly, I don't agree at all with Matthew. Let me tell you. No, please cut off so that we can continue this conversation. Just stay off the line and watch. Now, see, I believe, for example, that Trump has his, what's this thing called now? Is very charismatic. Donald Trump is very charismatic.
He is.
Don't forget, there was somebody who called. There was somebody.
Charisma.
No, there was somebody that called a while ago and said Republicans are known for war. For goodness sake, is it Republicans that are in power and you have the problem that we have in the Middle East?
And he is even trying to.
And he's coming to
solve it.
I can assure you in the next few months, the Ukraine-Russian debacle will be settled.
I think what that caller
said, on a personal level,
if it is settled,
yeah,
who wins?
If it is settled,
who wins?
If Russia wins, the world wins.
Wait, no. Russia wins against America.
There's a bigger victory for the entire world.
What is in between the war?
You just analyzed that when that war broke, it made gas prices to go high. It made corn and all other grains to go high. So if that war is settled and Ukraine can produce, it then means that prices will crash and it will benefit you and I.
Why should I be concerned about only the interest of America? Americans are not looking at it from your own perspective.
I do want to look at it from the American perspective. I'm looking at it from Nigeria's perspective.
If America wins by taking Ukraine, by establishing democracy in Ukraine, other smaller countries within that region will see America as their father. And they will leave Russia. That is the fight. And that is what Russia is trying to protect. Russia don't want Ukraine to go. If Ukraine go, they will lose every other smaller countries that are saying as their father. Okay. Now, if Russia should win the war, America loses. NATO loses. And Russia wins. And that is why most Americans who believe in that their philosophy don't want Trump to be their leader, because once Trump becomes leader, Putin will make use of Trump's brain seriously. And now, mark my word, in the next 4 years, don't be surprised that China might be the giant of the world, not America again, by the emergence of Trump. Now, China, they are like this with America when you come to security.
Yes.
If it is population, it's only India that have the highest population after China in the world. And in war, population matters. But presently now, what matters is technology. By the use of drones and other things. And China, they have that capacity. And if we are not careful with the emergence of Trump, China may take over even security order of the world, and even economic order of the world. And America, they have been seen itself as the father. They will come down. They will come down. America don't want to hear that at all. Strategically, Trump doesn't have that strategy to maintain America's ideology.
A very good evening.
It's a hot house. It's a hot house. Go on quickly. What's your name?
Trump doesn't have it.
God bless KAFTAN television.
Yeah.
God bless KAFTAN television.
Amen.
God bless you too.
Honestly, from a layman understanding, I disagree with what Richard and the last Matthew are saying.
All right.
Trump is the best thing that can happen to the world today as president of America.
Thank you very much.
In the other way around,
don't be biased. You don't sound biased. No. You don't sound biased in media.
No. There's no bias here.
No. Just allow him to talk.
Our border is porous. That is the reason why we have Boko Haram. We have herdsmen. We have armed men. We have this and that. But Trump can never allow that to happen in America.
All right.
Trump can, yeah?
Go on, just 30 seconds.
Yes, Trump can never allow such to happen.
Oh.
He is saying that the security will be tight and so on and so forth. That is how it's supposed to be. Even you, Richard, when you build your own house, why did you always close your door? Is it not for you not to allow somebody you don't want him to enter inside your house?
And even put Megad and give them form to fill before they enter.
That is it.
Thank you very much. We need to
control over your family. You will see people coming to
all kinds of
children and all the rest of them.
Thank you so much.
You must stand for your authority.
We must go now. We must go now. Thank you.
Thank you very
Looks
much.
like this time is really flying.
I love that analogy.
Unfortunately, time is fast spent, but this is very interesting. I wish we can even continue tomorrow. My point remains that I think that the emergence of Donald Trump is one of the best things for a season like this. And I'm going to end my take on this night on that point. My name is Dayo Omoogun. Good night.
For me, I think Nigeria, Africa generally, Nigeria in particular should re-strategize and not just expect to be spoon-fed by Donald Trump's government.
Or anybody.
We have so much that we can contribute and we can give out, and from there we can also take back. So our own leaders should re-strategize and support Donald Trump. My name is Ekaette Iboutt. Good night.
What has happened in America is a lesson to all of us. Just like the last caller said, Elon Musk bought votes, and vote buying from this American election has shown clearly that one of the basic ingredients of democracy was defeated, and a court in America endorsed the vote buying by Elon Musk. And Nigerians should see that even the America we are looking up to, that we are practicing the same democracy with them, they are not the best in the practice of democracy. So the best thing for us to do, we have learned a lot from this election. We have observed and we have seen the lapses from the American election. So we should come back and re-strategize and redefine our own democracy that suits our culture, democracy that suits our tradition, democracy that suits our geography. Not looking outside the shore of this our country and say we are practicing the same democracy with other countries of the world. Let us learn to practice our own style of democracy outside America. We have a lot to learn from to gain from them, and they have more to gain from us. Technologically, they are doing gaining from us, selling everything to us. Even crude, we go there, we refine our crude, and they bring little to us. Everything. We don't have much to gain from them. They are the one gaining from us. So we have learned a lot, and we should come back to our country and redefine our democracy.
All right. That's your good night, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, so thank you very much, dear callers, dear viewers. Thank you for making KAFTAN TV your first choice. Please stay tuned to KAFTAN TV all the time. Tomorrow is another day. And we thank especially those who made it to call. Thank you so much for making the program robust. And as we say,
imagine.
From KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.
But now, we are imagining a beautiful Nigeria.
All right.